Hi, welcome again to this episode on our series on building our portfolio website using PHP, HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So in the previous part, we went through defining a project, mocking up, and then prototyping our project. So we're able to come up with a prototype that looks something like this. Not so perfect, but to give us a starting point, we had that. So I allowed myself to make it in two different colors, just to remind ourselves that we could play with the background color and so on. So at this point, you might be wondering, what next? What do we do next? This is not a website yet. This is simply an image in my case. So how do we get that into a website? So the process of now transforming this into a website is actually the development part. So we need to create it as a website. So we need to change this image into a website. So if we were to use a tool like Figma, like we mentioned earlier, so it would be Figma could give us some tools that could make us export our prototype into a web page. So what is it exactly, that a web page? What is it? So a web page is like any page you open on a website. So I have some websites open here. So like a Lance course like this is one of the web pages. If I click on this about, it will open a web page. If I click on how to, it will open a web page. So every single page you open on your website, every single link you click is a web page. So in our case, we have if you look at the prototype, we have the home. So it means we are going to have a web page for that. About, we are going to have a web page for that. The works, we are going to have a web page for that. Contact, we are going to have a web page for that. And that's to prove that we had to kind of define the layout for each one of these pages, if you remember. So I think there's some E missing here. So that's not a problem. So we have to create each one of these pages. So, and we do that using HTML. So that's why we mention HTML in the title. So, and what is the HTML? So every single page you see, every single web page is made up of HTML. So there's always HTML underline under each web page. So each one of them has HTML. So to see it, to prove it, you can usually do a right click anywhere on any web page. So do a right click, and then you see, if you are using Google Chrome, you see view page source, or it might be something source. So depending on the browser. So if you do that, you can see so here I don't have internet, so I'm not connected. So if you open, let me see this one. So if you click on the view page source, yes, it should have something like this. So you can see it starts with something like doc type HTML, and then so you see there are this curly brace, chevron, left chevron, right chevron, and so on, and you have these strange characters. And here you can see again some of these strange characters here. All these are HTML elements. So basically every page you need to type such kind of things in order to make up the page. So if I take another page, let's see this one. So let's see this one. So if I do like this, open page, so you see we have some crazy things like that. So all this is HTML. So every single website, be it Google, Facebook, WhatsApp, or no matter the size of the site, there is always HTML behind the scenes. So we cannot avoid HTML when we are building websites. So it is important for us to know about HTML. So in our next video, we are going to brush quickly on what HTML is and how to create our first web page. Thank you for watching. Kindly consider liking, subscribing, and see you in the next video.